Hello and welcome to the Utah Sports Action training video for entering a football game into the system which has already been completed. This will include entering the scores and any stats that we may have for the game. So the first thing we'll need to do is log into the system. Use the data entry account here, and that'll provide us with this data entry menu over here on the left. The next thing we'll want to do is go ahead and grab the data for the game that we want to enter. That data will be coming from tribpreps.com, this website here. And what we need to do is come down to pick your school, search for the team that we're looking for. In this case, we're going to look for a game from the Millard High School. Let's go ahead and pull up their page here. Scroll down to the football schedule, and we're going to be entering this game Millard at Grantsville, which was on September 4th at 7 p.m. So first of all, just go ahead and select the first two cells in that row, and we'll copy that to the clipboard. Then we can come back to Utah Sports Action and come into the Create Content menu here on the left. We are inputting a football game, so we'll go ahead and choose that from the menu. And here we have the blank football game form, so we'll go ahead and start filling that in. The title for the game, we just want to go ahead and paste that from the clipboard. That's the data that we got from the TribPreps. We'll go ahead and clean that up, delete the space at the beginning. The at word we want to replace with an at sign. And this gap here, we're going to just replace that with a dash with a couple of spaces. I like to go in and clean up the date a little bit so that it matches what we're going to have down here at the date and time field a little better. And then we can start entering our teams. So we have Millard is the visiting team. We can start entering that here. If the team is already in the system, then it'll pop up here in the drop down. We can just click that and it'll fill in the information we need. If the game is not, or if the team is not already in the system, it won't show up in the drop down. If that's the case, you'll want to come back over to the Create Content menu and go to the football team form and actually add the football team into the system before you add the game. In order for the game to show up properly in the schedule, it does have to be linked to two football teams that already exist. The second team here, the home team, is going to be Grantsville. So we'll go ahead and pull them up. And then we need to enter the date and time that this game occurred. So this was on September 4th. We can choose that from the calendar that drops down at 7 p.m. Alright, so we have the basics for this game entered. Since this game has already happened, if we come back over to TribPreps, we see that the score here is filled in, which means this game has completed. We can click on the team names here to get more details on the game itself. This will show us the score, the win-loss record. We can ignore right now. We're not entering that into Utah Sports Action. So here we have the number of points scored during each quarter for each team. We'll want to go ahead and just take that data and put it over into the score section for this game. So we have the away team points first. They scored 19, 0, 14, 0. So we'll just enter that here, 19, 0, 14, 0. This game, according to this record here, did not go into overtime, so we'll leave that blank. The away team final score, we'll also want to leave that blank. If you note the text underneath it here, it says that if you fill in these boxes that you should leave this one blank. Occasionally you'll come across a game which does not have these filled in. They'll either be blank or they'll be zeros, and the only data that they have on the game is the final score. If that is the case, then you want to fill in the final score field here for the away team and the final score field here for the home team. If you do have the data for the individual quarters, go ahead and enter that in and leave this field and this field blank. So we can skip the overtime because it is not recorded here. And we can go down to the away team. They had 0, 7, 0, 7. So we'll enter that in here. Quarter 1, 0. Quarter 2, 7. Quarter 3, 0. Quarter 4, 7. We'll come back and double check our numbers. Everything looks good. Again, no overtime points for the home team, and the final score will leave blank because we do know the number of points scored in each quarter. The statistics for the teams is not provided here by Trib Preps, so we can ignore the away team stats and the home team stats down here. I'm going to go ahead and click Save to enter this game into the system. You will get these warnings at the top of the page the first time you save the game into the system. That's fine. You'll see this again every time that you save a new game into the system. You can ignore those. So here we see that the points were entered properly. They do match what we have over here at Trib Preps. The final score was calculated correctly here on this form. It also shows up here by the team names. The statistics is blank because we didn't enter any of that. The teams here, if you click on the team name, it will link you back to the team page, and it will show their schedule here. So we can come back to the new game and see that everything's in there. So this completes the tutorial on entering a game with scores into the system.